Rare as it is to begin a sentence with what I'm grateful to 2020 for, top of the list will always be a healthier relationship with time. Most of us are used to living faster than is comfortable, or probably healthy. This year, we've been forced to think in a different way about what we had to go out for, being given the time we so often didn't have, like a gift we couldn't refuse, not so much pressed into our hands as stapled or glue-gunned, and that confronted us with the freedom to be and do who and what we were on our own terms. Whether you enjoyed some of it or any of it or not, it will have felt alien. When we move back from the demands and expectations of the outside world, we are able to, and forced to, spend time with the selves for whom we created these fast lives in the first place. I've often joked that the two religions my mother brought me up with were Judaism and Star Trek. It didn't feel like a coincidence that Vulcan philosophy, which centres around the Idic, infinite diversity and infinite combinations, celebrates the unlimited variables of life in the universe, and that the Vulcan salute was based on the symbol for the Hebrew letter Shin, which rabbis make over the scroll as a point in the service it's traditional to look away, and at which a very young Leonard Nimoy peaked.
I understand, Mr. Spock. The glory of creation is in its infinite diversity.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It also didn't feel like any kind of jump of reasoning that my mum was a Jewish researcher and science teacher. There's never been any gap for us between religion and science, because what everything from Torah to Idic was teaching me was about gratitude for and duty of care to the world we were lucky enough to be in. Our stories are not predominantly concerned with the existence of a creator, but an appreciation for the created, a sense of gratitude. In Judaism, that duty of care is summed up as tikkun olam, repairing the world. And nowhere have I found this more faithfully explored than in Star Trek IX, Insurrection. Starfleet are observing the Baku, a peaceful, non-technological society. They're undercover because the Prime Directive is non-interference in other cultures, and this society is pre-warp, so not ready for first contact.
My people have a strict policy of non-interference in other cultures. It's our Prime Directive.
Your directive apparently doesn't include spying on other cultures.
Lieutenant Commander Data, Starfleet's only artificial life form, has been temporarily transferred to this undercover mission when an apparent malfunction leads him to turn off all but his primary functions, which comes down to his sense of right or wrong. That's all he's left with. And what Data does is he exposes the Baku's invisible watchers and tells them Starfleet are their enemies, which leaves Starfleet gunning for him, asking the Enterprise for his schematics so they can shut him down. Picard succeeds in getting Data back, but not in getting back Data's memory of what he discovered that made him shut down his conscious mind and tell the Baku Starfleet were an enemy. The Prime Directive is not to interfere with other cultures, so what are Starfleet doing, and why are they prepared to sacrifice their only android to keep the secret? When Picard goes back with Data looking for answers, they meet the Baku and have every assumption about this primitive people turned on its head.
You have warp capability.
Capability, yes. But where can warp drive take us, except away from here?
Rather than being pre-warp, the Baku have the technology for space travel, but have rejected it in favour of living simpler lives. They have warp drive, thank you very much, but haven't chosen to use the technology. We soon discover other reasons the Baku want to stay.
How old are you?
Unique particles from the Baku's planet's rings make them effectively immortal.
You explore the universe. We've discovered that a single moment in time can be a universe in itself.
The adults don't age and have the power to extend a single moment in time, so waterfalls and hummingbirds seem to be moving at a snail's pace. The Enterprise crew begin to experience the rejuvenation effects of the planet, physically and mentally. LaForge's eyes reject his ocular implants as his sight starts coming back.
As it turns out, there wasn't anything wrong with my implants at all. There was something right with my eyes.
And Riker and Troy rekindle their relationship.
Counselor, do you think it's possible for two people to go back in time, fix a mistake they've made?
On this ship, anything's possible.
The suggestion being that when we stop thinking about how much time has already passed, we make more authentic choices about the time we have left. It's this acknowledgement of how our perception of time affects our behaviour that I find so compelling. What would you dare do if you didn't feel it was too late? If you didn't feel what was going to happen should already have happened? If you felt that what was ahead of you had as much potential as what was behind you? While Star Trek has been warping time to get to new distances and even previous centuries for all of its generations, what was new about this exploration of time was it explored and acknowledged looking inward being just as profound and significant a journey as charting the external unknown. That new relationship with time has been this year's greatest gift and, after death and illness, second greatest terror. What do we do with time when we do have enough of it?